Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. UFC Fight Night, Moicano versus Anthony just ended, and I'm gonna give you my reaction to every single fight on this card, okay? Well, basically every single one. I'll just say I wasn't here to watch the Bojai, Oki, and Chris Duncan fight, also the Jacqueline Cavalcanti and Norma Dumont fight. Yeah, I heard though that Chris Duncan won. I will, like, try and watch that back whenever it's available. Also, Jacqueline Cavalcanti won against Nora Cornell, and if you guys saw, well, actually, my full video for the vibe picks, unfortunately, the video recorded at like 3 FPS, so it didn't happen. But yes, I mentioned that Nora Cornell just has this, like, she had this childish energy, like this immature energy when they had the face off, and Jacqueline Cavalcanti just had this calm look, like this calm older sister look. So anyway, she won the fight. Then let's move on to Daniel Barez and Victor Altamirano. I picked Victor Altamirano, and guys, Daniel Barez just like basically outpointed him the whole fight. I don't know, I don't have much to say. I don't really. Oh, this is when I hopped on the stream actually, so I didn't get to see the full fight, but Daniel Barth won. I guess finally someone's making Spain proud. Um, like an actual Spanish bro, you know. So that's cool. Um, okay, let's move on to Daria Zhelezniakova and Ailin Perez. Oh, this round one finish. What was it? An arm triangle, I think it was. Wow. Like instantly, well, basically instantly in the first round, Ailin Perez like got a takedown, and like once she found herself on top, the first one I think Daria Zheleznikova was able to kind of escape from, but that was about it. And yeah, once Ailin Perez was in a solid position on the ground, and you could tell she wasn't going anywhere. Yeah, I kind of knew it was over. Like Daria just had no answers. Um, You gotta teach these Russian kickboxers jujitsu because they are useless right now on the ground. This isn't the first time. Yeah, sure they're good at boxing, but that doesn't matter in the UFC. This is MMA. Anyways, easy win for Ailin Perez. Oh my god, and afterwards, dude, she choked her out and then she twerked on her face. Like I kind of felt bad. Like as a Russian person, that's like a very embarrassing. That's like I would feel shame, even though it's probably not that shameful, but I would feel deep shame. So I don't know. I hope she's doing good. Okay, guys, let's move on then to Taylor Lapilus and Vince Morales. Um, yeah, Vince Morales literally couldn't do anything to Taylor Lapilus. Like, bad on the ground. He tried to get takedowns, failed. Like, he was just a lot weaker, and like you could tell he was of a lower level, which is kind of what we expected. That's kind of what I predicted. Like this just seemed like, you know, Vince Morales needed the money. He took the fight, and you know, Taylor Lapilus is the French guy that they needed on this card. So, um, yeah, that happened. Taylor Lapilus got the decision win. I don't have much else to say on that. Okay, guys. Let's move on to Ludovit Klein versus Roosevelt Roberts. So, Roosevelt Roberts apparently had like a full training camp and prepared really hard for this fight. Which I guess makes sense because he did fairly well against Ludovit Klein. Perhaps you could say he did better than Thiago Moises. And also considering the fact that like Ludovit Klein was a minus 1,000 favorite, you know, I thought we would probably see a finish here. That's what I predicted for there to be a finish. But we did not get that. It was a good scramble. It was just that as, you know, I expected, Roosevelt Roberts was just too much of a skinny man. He looked like a little bit of praying mantis, you know. I don't even know if praying mantis, like that's what I thought of when I see like uh tall, skinny people fighting, like they just look like praying mantises, you know. Not that that's a bad thing. Anyhow, so just anything he was trying to do kind of got reversed by Ludovit Klein because he was just so much stronger, a little more skilled. Like Also, his leg kicks were hitting so much harder. Like when Ludovit Klein was throwing his leg kicks, you could hear like a and then, you know, Roosevelt Roberts just kind of felt like he was like poking Ludovit Klein almost with his leg, just like tapping him. So yeah, he lost, but it was a decision. There was no finish, which was interesting. Okay, guys, next fight up, we got Ourmar C and Woon Jung. Okay, so for this one, actually, you know, Woon Jung ended up being tougher than Ourmar C's previous opponents, I guess, because every time Ourmar C was attempting a takedown, Woon Jung was able to defend really well, and so Ourmar C couldn't really do anything with it. And he was winning the first and second round. In the third, I kind of expected him to do more of the same, just, you know, win on the feet, because he was winning everywhere. But he actually attempted in the third round to get a submission finish. He tried to get another takedown, which I thought was cool because a lot of guys at that point, you know, they're winning 2 rounds for sure. Probably would have just played it safe, but this guy really wanted to secure a finish. So anyways, that was admirable. But yeah, Woon Jung is probably one of like the tougher looking Asian dudes I've seen on the roster. But yeah, Ourmar C won via decision. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say about that fight. Honestly, I wasn't really like that into everything that was going on so far. Like, it was okay. It wasn't super memorable. Then came Ion Cutelaba versus Ivan Erslan. Oh my god. Like, I didn't know Ion Cutelaba was such a freaking savage, guys. I mean, I knew, like, he was just stronger, his grappling, he's just more of a tank, okay? That was my prediction, actually, when I picked him. But something I will never forget is this straight shot that Ion Cutelaba threw that sent Ivan Erslan to like the other side of the octagon. It reminded me of like, you know, when people get in the way of horses, like they'll stand behind a horse and the horse ends up kicking them like meters and meters and meters away. That's what this felt like. Ivan Erslan was sent to the depths of hell via Kutalawa's jab. Like, it was insane. I want to make an edit of that. Maybe if I figure out how to do it, I would love to make an edit of that because it was such an epic moment. But yeah, Ion was just doing much, like, he was just outclassing Ivan Erslan. You could tell he was just levels above. Also, just like a Moldovan tank. What are you gonna do with these Moldovan tanks? Like, some guys are just too tanky, you know. Ion Cutelaba, Joanderson Brito, Merab Dvalishvili, like these, what are you gonna do with these guys that are just so tanky? Like, you can only be so skilled, you know? Anyhow, that was a pretty epic fight, really high paced. Yeah, I mean, it was just, this was the first, I guess, entertaining fight, for me at least, on this card. Next up on the card, guys, this is the main card now, I guess. Perez Ziam versus Matt Frevola. Guys, I think Matt Frevola lost some aura. This dude got steamrolled. The steamroller got steamrolled, okay? First we had the Benoit Saint-Denis head kick KO, and now we have the Perez Ziam knee to the head, knee to the chin KO. Ziam got KO'd. Sorry, Matt Frevola got KO'd by Ziam. And I mean, the whole time he just couldn't get close enough. Like, I don't know what it is about Matt Frevola's arms, but that 4-inch, I think it was a 4-inch reach difference, was looking like an 8-inch reach difference or something like this. Yeah, Ziam was just really taking advantage of his limbs. Didn't let Matt Frevola get close enough, just pieced him the fuck up. And eventually, like towards the end, this is when he got the KO. They were just going at it, and he ended up like holding Matt Frevola's head, bringing it to his knee. But I don't know, it was just a fascinating thing to watch because of how tall Ziam was comparatively to Matt Frevola. And then Matt Frevola just dropped, and that's it. Yeah, he got the KO. I think it was like at the end of round 3, which was impressive. Yeah, but I don't think I can like. I think Matt Frevola's chin is just completely gone now. Benoit Saint-Denis KO. Now this one, oof, the situation's looking pretty bad. But yeah, Matt Frevola didn't set up any of his shots. Like, I feel like maybe he could have had a better chance if he was fighting a little more smartly, but he wasn't. It'd be that way sometimes. So, okay, next up we have Morgan Charriere versus Gabriel Miranda. Yeah, I mean, this was a first round KO, pretty sure. Morgan Charriere is just levels above Gabriel Miranda, guys. I mean, yeah, this kind of felt like the Taylor Lapilus and Vince Morales fight. Just like if you were to compare the level of skill between the two opponents, that's kind of what this felt like. Yeah, I don't really have much to say about that one other than Morgan Charriere got the KO. Yeah. Next up though, very exciting fight. This was one of my favorites too. Kevin Jousset versus Bryan Battle. First of all, Bryan Battle, like, such a cool dude, in my opinion. He fought so well. There were moments in the first round where I felt like Kevin Jousset was winning. And then Bryan Battle just, like, kicked it up a notch and was destroying Kevin Jousset. Oh my god, Kevin Jousset's face looked like a little bit of a pulp at the end. Like Bryan Battle just kept getting better. Like he just kept getting better with each round. He was just swinging at Kevin Jousset's face to the point where he even almost accidentally got Herb Dean in the process of this. But he got like a standing knockout. Some people might say it was an early stoppage, but I disagree. Kevin Jousset would have turned into pure pulp if he, was in that situation for any longer. It was pretty brutal, man. Like I would even say even though there were like, the guy didn't fall on the ground, it's very possible he could have gotten some brain damage for that, especially for how small his head is, Kevin Shea has a very small head, so you can only really hit it so many times before it turns into a pumpkin. So yeah, Bryan Battle won, and at the end, when Bryan Battle was giving his speech, the French crowd was booing him, and I thought it was so dope how he was saying, "The more you boo me, the stronger I get." I was like, "Yo, that's the attitude." I thought it was great. I thought it was great. I loved everything about it. One of my favorite fights of the night, probably my favorite fight of the night actually, because both these dudes were really skilled. Like Kevin Jousset is a really skilled striker, guys. Really skilled striker. For every fight that I've seen him in. But Bryan Battle just like I don't know where he conjures the speed from and everything. My light just died. So we're gonna have to do the rest of this video without the light. Sorry guys. Okay, next up we had William Gomis versus Joanderson Brito. I actually thought this was a really cool fight too. For my regular pick, I chose Joanderson Brito, but Joanderson Brito decided to be a little bit naughty during the weigh-in and like yank William Gomis's arm a little bit. I mean, kind of a lot of bit, which I think made this fight more personal for William Gomis. Like it made him want to win more. Not that he didn't want to win already, of course, but when you instigate something like that, it makes the your opponent usually more invested on a visceral kind of level. Anyhow, Joanderson Brito had his moments. William Gomis obviously defended really well. Like, dude's grappling game is actually very solid. I'm surprised how well he kept up with the pace of Joanderson Brito. But again, Joanderson Brito, not the smartest guy, so he didn't fight with a technique. And William Gomis showed up prepared to what he, what he thought he was gonna expect from Joanderson Brito. And yeah, I'm honestly really impressed because when I initially made my prediction, I just thought that, Brito would tank through, tire William Gomis out. Anyhow, by the end of it, William Gomis just did a little bit more and he did enough to, I think, win a split decision. He's also the French dude, so... Okay, guys, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Let's move on to Nassourdine Imavov and Brendan Allen. Oof. Guys, what is up with Brendan Allen? Can someone explain to me why in the first round he got that takedown, okay, in like the first 30 seconds of the fight and didn't do anything with it to the point where they almost separated them? The ref almost separated them. Tell me why Brendan Allen just lay on top of Nassourdine Imavov like a chick. Tell me why. Because you know what ended up happening afterwards? Oh, this fight has me so freaking confused, okay? Because, you know, first round looked like it was turning out well. I watched it and thought to myself, this is why I picked Brendan Allen, because his grappling is better. You know, in the second round or third, he will be able to capitalize on this more. You know, maybe in the first round, he wasn't able to secure a finish or, you know, do much with it. But surely he'll get another takedown and it'll be fine. Tell me why this man decided to shoot single leg after single leg after single leg when those were not working. Each time he shot those single legs, Nassourdine Imavov was stuffing them, and Brendan Allen's head just ended up underneath Imavov, like where his under his belly area. You know what I mean? Like terrible position to be in. Terrible. Like, what are you doing, bro? And he kept doing this over and over again. And it drove me insane because you would think that like I don't know, after the third time of trying this, you would choose to switch up your technique. Nope. It was the third round, and again, this was like almost the end of the fight, and it was the most pathetic, well, I wouldn't say pathetic, but it was the most embarrassing moment of the fight, where Brendan Allen tried this takedown again, or maybe not this exact one, but he tried to take down again, and, you know, instead of defending, Nassourdine Imavov kind of just, like, escaped, like, he ran in front, and like, all you could see was just Brendan Allen holding onto Nassourdine Imavov's ankle, and then just, like, falling on the canvas, like, "Ugh," and, like, Nassourdine Imavov's ankle just, you know, going with him. Sad to watch, sad to witness, yeah, man, like, this was one of those moments where I feel like, how could you not be aware of what you're doing? Like, Brendan Allen could have won that fight if he chose to, I feel, you know? But he didn't. He just chose to go for single legs, which are also not that... Like, single legs are not the most effective takedowns. This reminds me of that one chick fight. Who was it? She was like this bigger girl from Brazil who missed weight. I remember when she fought, and everyone was expecting her to get like a first round finish. She was like an undefeated prospect, I think, and she just kept trying to shoot for single leg takedowns and fumbling them every time. She kept trying to go for the single. Like the single legs, they don't always work, especially if you're going against someone who's pretty fucking quick. Like they're just going to defend. So you gotta figure out a different plan, man. Like if that's all they were teaching you. Anyhow, this fight makes me a little bit upset. Just not upset, just like frustrated. Like why, dude? Anyhow, guys, now let's move on to the main event. Renato Moicano versus Benoit Saint-Denis. Yeah, guys. I picked Benoit Saint-Denis. I didn't expect, you know, him to get front checked today. I didn't think that this was what this fight was gonna be about. I was pretty confident about this pick because he had staff when he was fighting Dustin Poirier, and, you know, I felt like because of how Renato Moicano almost went out with Jalen Turner, like, he almost got slept, but Jalen Turner decided not to follow. Like, I thought that Benoit Saint-Denis was better. And maybe actually he's not that bad, but here's what happened. Like, Renato Moicano got a takedown immediately, basically, in the first round, and just worked the whole time. Unlike, our previous guy, Brendan Allen. Renato Moicano was just so close to... I don't know the technical terms, guys, but the amount of times he was close to like a finishing kind of position in the first round was insane. And the whole time he was just fucking up Benoit Saint-Denis, okay? He was just pulpifying his face. I don't know a better term, but like literally turning his face into a pulp. Dude's face was bleeding so much. His face looked like raw meat, guys. Like it was really bad. Like it looked like his face got like cut. The whole like ah. And then I was watching that. It looked so brutal. Like I wasn't even sure how it was possible to do that to somebody in just one round. Just one round, guys. This is just the first round. There was so much blood. I don't even remember if I saw elbows, punches. Like, I don't know how Renato even did that. I'll have to watch the fight back. But yeah, during the stream, I was like, it was so bad that I wouldn't have been surprised to see a finish at the end of that round, but there was not a finish. When the bell rang and I saw Benoit's corner, like, cleaning him off, it was so bad already. It was so bad. I was like, oof. He could barely see in that second round. That second round was just completely fucked. I don't know how Benoit was fighting. Like, it looked like he could maybe see like 20% out of his eyes at this point. You could tell he was a little disoriented. He wasn't as quick. He wasn't as sharp. Yeah, I mean, the whole time Renato Moicano was just kind of like, I think he was like just perplexed by the amount of damage, honestly, on Benoit's face. I would be, personally. But yeah, the second round was just both of them on the feet. Like, Renato Moicano just, I think I think maybe he knew that this was gonna end soon, because I don't know, he kind of let Benoit Santini just like go for it. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It was weird to watch at this point. But that round ended. By this point, the swelling on Benoit's eyes was so bad, guys. It was like the worst I've ever seen. I thought the Ortega versus Max Holloway thing was bad. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no, 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 no. This was so much worse. I've never seen both eyes so shut. And also, like, just the rest of the, like I could not recognize him. That's how bad it was. Like, if you told me that was Benoit Santini, I probably wouldn't know. Yeah, and by the time that Moicano went around to giving his his very opinionated speech, I was like watching Michael Bisping like almost take the microphone away from him, because like some things that like maybe 2024 would have him canceled for, but anyhow, good for him. I would agree that, you know, France isn't like the coolest place to be, but anyhow, it's because of the culture and the way things are. But yeah, then they went to go interview Benoit Santini, and at this point, it was just his left eye that had like the smallest little slit where I think he was looking through, but everything else was just so puffy. Like, so puffy. That dude's gonna have to spend his the next few days in the hospital room, probably, just healing. I would assume. God, I don't even know how bad it is now that a few hours have passed. But yeah, that was that. Kind of like pretty epic, honestly, not gonna lie. I didn't expect, like, these are pretty bad losses for Benoit Santini, because I think he got really he got placed with really good fighters and just, you know, wasn't able to deliver on either of them, especially being the main event. You know, fight, it's mildly embarrassing, especially the way that it happened. Just total obliteration in the first round. I think had he defended that better, had he not found himself in a takedown that early, maybe he would have been able to do more damage, because it was just like a perfect situation for Moicano. On the other hand, maybe Moicano is just that good. I mean, he's really good. Honestly, after seeing this performance, like, I rate him a lot more. I didn't really even know who he was. I mean, I knew who he was, but like, I guess I didn't think that highly of him, and everyone was kind of like memeing him for his accent. That's like who I thought he was, just this guy who speak like this, you know. Anyways, good win for him. I'm happy for everyone. This was a pretty good card. Anyhow, guys, that'll be the end of this video. Now that it's over, let me play the Shama Bowl. Just to wrap it all up, I'm gonna say thanks to everybody who was on my stream. Thank you for tuning in and reacting with me. A lot of you said some really funny stuff. Yeah, I wish I could be as witty as you guys sometimes. Like, yeah. I don't really laugh really hard like that out loud. Like, I just, like, for some reason my emotions don't express themselves that way. but I always appreciate you guys being expressive. Yeah, it's cool. Anyhow, that's all I have to say. Getting cheesy on this channel. Anyways, thanks again, guys. See you next time. Bye.